Vanakkam. Uh, we have read about all five mass extinctions the Earth has seen so far. Are we in the midst of sixth mass extinction? Elizabeth Colbert, a Pulitzer Prize winner, says so. A common strategy, or call it an administrative tool, that is being prescribed to increase the productivity when an organization grows bigger and grows into a multi-location corporate, is decentralization of power or authority. Well, in common language, we use these terms: decentralization of power or authority. If you want to be politically correct, it should be decentralization of responsibilities. Management gurus across the globe say responsibilities and authority are two sides of the same coin. One cannot claim that he would only have authority and not responsibility. A person cannot be held responsible if he is not given the optimal authority. While industries across the globe accept this strategy, governments across the globe are working towards centralism, the opposite of decentralization. This attitude of power mongering has no ideological difference, as it happens everywhere. The Constitution, 73rd Amendment, our Constitution, 73rd Amendment Act 1992, under Part 9, 243 GA, gives Gram Panchayat the powers for the preparation of plans for economic development and social justice. One might argue that Gram Panchayat powers are inferior to that of state. But when Balwant Rai Mehta Committee recommended the establishment of the scheme of democratic decentralization, which finally came to be known as Panchayati Raj, it had meant only democratic decentralization. If these lines of constitutional amendments are made with the true spirit of democratic decentralization, the local bodies should be empowered to decide upon economic developments such as setting up of an industry in their place, etc. On contrary, the new anti-environmental and pro-industry laws that countries are enacting now make ways for the industries to get their approval faster, approval from the government bodies faster, without necessarily getting consent from the locals or natives. It is not just about environment alone, but also about the fundamental rights of the natives, the locals. If the rights are stripped in the name of development, it is against Article 21, which says no person shall be deprived of his life or personal liberty except according to the procedure established by law. Well, that's the law now. A person can be deprived of his life or personal liberty according to the procedure established by law if the law is enacted and followed the required procedures. Doesn't it sound little arbitrary? The US equal of a procedure established by law doctrine is due process law doctrine. Due process doctrine warrants the procedure established to be fair and just and not arbitrary. The UN Fund for Population Activities says human rights are universal and inalienable, indivisible, interdependent, and interrelated. They are universal because everyone is born with and possesses the same rights, regardless of where they live, their gender or race, or their religious, cultural, or ethnic background. Inalienable because people's rights can never be taken away. Indivisible and interdependent because all rights, political, civil, social, cultural, and economic, are equal in importance, and none can be fully enjoyed without the others. They apply to all equally, and all have the right to participate in decisions that affect their lives. They are upheld by the rule of law and strengthened through legitimate claims for duty bearers to be accountable to international standards. If this concern of environmentalists and human rights activists goes unaddressed, history will record us as the ones who built their countries on graveyards of red Indians, red Indians and Aborigines. Thank you.